Now, I want to talk especially about this because this is David, a portrait of David Ho-Choi. I did a series of portraits after I returned from my creative renewal grant trip, and I invited, I called it artists and models. People who were artists in their own field posed for me, and David was kind enough to come to my studio and absolutely electrify the space around him with his energy and personality. And one reason he's surrounded by red is because of the energy just really vibrating from his personality. And then his chair kind of gives a little bit of a peaceful feeling, like waves. All of those things, without consciously thinking about them, go into a painting. Those are the things that make each painting unique.
It was almost like a meditation, having to sit still for so long. I think somehow the body kind of settled into an alpha state, and I started reflecting a lot on my life. And then we engaged in some really terrific conversation, and we got to know each other very well. So it was a tremendous experience. You know, being a creator myself, a creative artist myself, I think what turns us on as creative artists is the vibrations we get from our work and from other artists. And I know that I took away a lot of wonderful vibrations from our sessions because of, I think it was very, very stimulating for me.
David is the director of Dance Kaleidoscope in Indianapolis. I think that being able to be an artist has really pulled my whole life together. It's been my main dedication since I was a little girl. And I'm very, very fortunate to have had the instructors that I've had and the opportunities to make art. I had always known I was an artist. My family told me that because they diagnosed me as an artist about 2 years old. But, and I was lucky enough to have a lot of lessons, art lessons when I was a little girl. But at this point in my life, I had not been able to seriously start painting. And it wasn't until I remarried in 1970, my husband decided to encourage me to stop working and get busy painting. And his very words were, either stop telling me what a good painter you would be if you painted and go and buy some paints, or don't tell me that anymore. So I started painting, entered the Hoosier Salon, got in. I thought, gee, this is easy to get in this show. I was painting in oils. Painted a friend's, my son's friend, continued painting in oils. I was in the first Broad Ripple Art Fair with my work. Went back to Heron to finish up my degree. And then I met Harry Davis at Heron, and he suggested that I try acrylic paints. And I did, and I loved them. So from about 1972 on, I've painted in acrylics. I am very thrilled with the fact that I'm having a show at the Plainfield Library, one of the most beautiful locations for a retrospective that I've shown in. And it's made even sweeter by the fact that it is the place where all of this started when I first arrived with my little boys and my hopes for the future. And now I can look back on that and feel as though I have accomplished pretty much what I wanted, and I have reached a goal right here in Plainfield.
Filtering down through the ages. Yes, I'm filtering down through the ages. Look up in the sky, you'll see me passing by as I go, filtering down through the ages.
Is that okay?
You keep asking me if it's okay?
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, good. I am so disarmed by doing this, Dan. That's the one thing I don't do. I don't know why it is.
That's okay. As soon as I turn the camera off, you'll probably start jabbering all over.
Oh, absolutely. And you know me well enough to know that I will. Remember that night that we were all in the... Oh, gosh. I don't know if you were there that first... Were you there at that first coalition?
The very first one, no. I was at the second one.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know how to stop the questions.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you that?
People kept having questions and you
Oh
wanted
my
to stop
God!
it and didn't
people
know
were
how.
all the way out, and of course Dick and Doris had just disappeared into the woodwork because they didn't want to have to lead the discussion, and so I just kept on answering questions. And Marion Garmel, the art writer for the Star, was sitting in the front row, and finally I said, "Marion, how do I cut this sucker off?" And she said, "Just sit down." So I did. It was so funny.